Good morning, Cayman. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sandy Hill. Here for it. Let me just adjust my camera slightly, folks. Happy Friday to everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. There we go. Got our technological stuff going here. Where is everybody? Is everybody asleep this morning? It's Friday, so people are like, I'm sleeping in. Don't bother me with no news today. Friday, Friday, Friday. Happy Friday. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Friday, Friday, Friday. Let me mute myself on YouTube. YouTube stream looks good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in via YouTube, Facebook, Jessica. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much. What I've just realized is, there we go. Beautiful Jessica. I love that picture of you, Jessica. Tamikia, I believe your photo is just so gorgeous. Everybody looks good in their Facebook photos. Evelyn, she's up for it. She's like, good morning. Where's Mr. Rivers? I got my tea ready. Dawn says good morning. I reset my Facebook settings last night for alerts and again did not get a notification. Ooh, Dawn, Facebook is just, I wonder if you, and again, I don't know how many pages you subscribe to, and I think it does maybe make a little bit of a difference. But you kind of have to do this one from a computer because I've never seen it on a phone. But if you go to, when you click that you're following a page, if you select that you want to see it first, we've done an article on this before. I'm going to look up the article for you because I think that that would definitely be helpful. And I'll post it in the link. Try those suggestions is all I can say. Otherwise, just join our WhatsApp group. Send your number to 324-1612 and we'll just add you to WhatsApp so that way you get notifications for everything. But I'm going to send you this because I think that maybe you can read through this article and that might help. But there is an option because Facebook will only allow you to see like 30, like if you like a lot of pages, they will only allow you to see in the like top slot your first 30. And so if you've already utilized those, then it kind of just pushes stuff in default order. So let me see if I can find that article for you. And then I will send that along. Gadiel, good morning. Yeah, Facebook is up to some foolishness. And we actually did this article back in September of 2019. And yeah, it still is happening to people. But people did say to me, even at that time, that they found that if they unliked and reliked, then the notifications started popping back up again. But don't know what to tell you about Facebook, honey. Purvis, good morning. Bless up, bless up. Jermaine is here for it. Jermaine's wearing all red in his Facebook profile picture. Mess with you, Jermaine. Looking sharp there. Good morning, Leslie. Pele, good morning. Craig, Joy. Joy is joining us from Texas. How's it there in Texas, honey? So Leslie says Facebook does the alert a little while after you send the message. So she's on the WhatsApp group. So she's talking about that. I do notice that sometimes there's a delay with Facebook so that, by the time we're live, it's like a few minutes later that Facebook is kind of catching up, maybe a minute or so, because I just saw it popped up on my thing as well, on my phone, on my computer. So I think Facebook is just asleep. They are asleep at the wheel. But like I said, we do try to actually send it in our WhatsApp group. Now that we have the YouTube and the Facebook link, we send out both to people there so that they can get those messages. Charles Whitaker, he always sends me a nice little positive message on Facebook. Thank you, Charles. I don't know if you're tuned in yet, but we certainly appreciate it. I'm looking for a song that someone sent me on WhatsApp that I wanted to share as kind of our little Friday happy groove, but I'm trying to find it. You know, oh my gosh, I get so many messages. Sometimes people will actually send me a message and I even forget to respond. Like I'll read it and then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to respond to that in a minute. And then I totally forget. So I'm trying to find who sent me. I have a few people that always send me like little jokes and stuff like that. So I was trying to scroll through some of those. To see who would have sent me that. Let me just see if this is it real quick, because I do want to play this song. It says video unavailable. So I don't know if this is it. And you guys know that Facebook is so weird, right? Like a lot of times they will actually block stuff. Not Facebook, sorry, YouTube, because, oh, that's only for this jurisdiction or that jurisdiction. So they do geo-block a lot. But I will find who sent me that picture. That video, sorry. Chad Bodden, shout out to Chad. He does a lot of comedy and people love his videos that he does. He often features CMR quite a bit, and we do not mind one iota. Thank you, Chad. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm just gonna send out all right, so I've sent that back out to my WhatsApp group, asking for whoever sent that to me if they can remember and resend it. Okay, Trisha, good morning. Roy Fowl, good morning to you, Roy. What's up? Folks, I got my tea. Let me tell you what tea I'm having today. You see my little CMR mug? I gotta get some more of these in because these were like super popular with you guys. I think I have a few left. But most are out of stock, and we're looking to do some more merchandise when we can get it all sorted out. But you know, getting inventory and getting things on the island right now is a little bit challenging, which is super frustrating. But I must say, Miracle Brokers, if you've never used them before, please check them out. You can get all of your stuff between 10 to 2. They're doing by appointment, so you got to make sure you call or email to get your appointment time set up so that they can maintain all of the social distancing rules. But you'll get your stuff if you ship it through Miracle Brokers. They are clearing containers. They are hard at work and working behind the scenes and around the clock so that you don't even have to notice that there's a beat that is a skip in the beat. You just stick with it and Miracle Brokers will take care of you. So they're going to be our shippers of choice going forward in the future. So today for my tea, I did tell you guys yesterday that we drink a lot of tea and we have a lot of different flavors around here in the Hill household. So this is a new one that I'm trying. This is actually ginger and turmeric combination. So turmeric is supposed to be good for a lot of different things. And I have like one little finger that is hurting me for the last month. I don't know what's up with that one finger. So I don't know if it's like a little bit of arthritis starting to set in, but it's just like that one finger and nothing else. And I did slam it in the car door about a month ago. And since I did that, like literally, it's not stopped hurting. It's not as bad as like the first day, but it's kind of like in the little knuckle area. So I need to get that x-rayed and probably get that checked out. So, thank you guys so much. I see some messages coming in all over the place. So yes, I'm trying this new tea, ginger and turmeric. So cheers. Good morning, everyone. Not bad. I like it. And like I said, the only thing I put in my tea is honey. All right. Nikisha, good morning. Miss Zita, good morning. Good morning, everyone. You can drink bush tea. It's healthy for you. Yeah, we got some of that around the place too. Jessica says you get them at Foster's. Get what? Cecile, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. So Cecile, it looks like you're on both Facebook and YouTube? Or did I misread that? Annie said that she's been tuning in for a while now. Yeah, Evelyn says, yes, it's been happening from last week. Sometimes the page says error loading. That's the Facebook page. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Facebook is weird. Jason, good morning. Blessings to all. Big up my jam and K-Peeps. We're all in this together. Absolutely right there, Jason. The world is in this together. Trust me. I drink that combination with coconut milk. Interesting. Thank you for that suggestion, Leslie. I don't normally put milk in my teas at all. I actually try not to drink a whole, I'm cutting back on milk. Like, I've not been a huge milk drinker as an adult anyway. But there's something that I read about milk the other day that I'm like, ew, that doesn't sound too good. So alternatives, like almond milk. Although then they tell us that the almond milk actually doesn't have that much almond in it. Oops, sorry. So it's always something, folks. Good morning, Anne. Thank you for noticing my Cayman Island shirt. Any way of getting them over to the back, I am sure I will make that suggestion to the folks who sell them. Let me back up a little bit. Let me move my chair out of the way so that you guys can actually see more of the shirt. It's got our coat of arms on the front like this, and then the back looks like that. So I've got one, my daughter has one, my husband has one, although I don't think he's worn his yet. He's a Jamaican, and Jamaicans, they're not gonna wear too many flags from other places. But I did get him one, which sometimes I think I just put his on just to make sure it gets a little bit of wear. But my daughter proudly wears hers. She loves it. She loves anything with the Cayman Islands. So even when I am wearing my, I have a beautiful Cayman Islands, shaped like the Cayman Islands, and it has a coat of arms and flag from David. Shout out to David Ebanks from Prodigy Jewelers. He custom designed that for me. And then on the back, you can get, your name or whatever on it. So he makes these custom pieces. David is so talented. So I got that a couple months ago. I don't tend to wear jewelry in the morning, if you notice. Like, I hardly have anything on because when I go to bed, I take everything off. So I don't wear anything to bed. And then if I'm kind of going out on the road and I want to suss it up a little bit, I might put on my little earrings or whatever. But I'm not really a huge jewelry person anyway. So normally it's like my wedding ring, watch, a pair of earrings, and a necklace. That's it. You're not going to see me normally wearing a whole lot more than that. Unless it's like a special occasion and I want to dress it up just a little bit. But I'm not like a huge jewelry person. But David makes amazing pieces. And you want something to represent your national pride that you have. And so when David gave me this, I was so over the moon. Thank you so much for that, David. I love it. And every single time my daughter sees me wearing it, she's always like, oh, mommy, your Cayman Islands. You're wearing your Cayman Islands. And I'm just like, I love it. I love it. So she recognizes the shape of the Cayman Islands. She knows that that's where we are from, and we love our country, and you know, it's all good. It's all good. She's a Caymanian, and I'm trying to teach her a little bit about the Cayman Islands, having a little bit of national pride. Oh yes, Jessica wants to know if I got the tea from Foster's. Yes, I did. I should have shown you the box. It's a company called, oh, this doesn't really say on the little tea bag, but I'll see if I can maybe take a picture and show you the box, Jessica. And yeah, these are some new flavors I'm trying. So I got this one, and I got one that is supposed to help you sleep at night, and then one that is supposed to give you a little bit more energy during the day. So garlic. Are you suggesting garlic tea for my little finger issue? Or what? I want one. I have one with the sleeves. I want one like yours. Oh, yes. So first I had the sleeves, and then I saw somebody wearing this one. I was like, oh, I didn't know that they had those. So that was when they were doing the Smith back at ear thing. And so, yes, indeed, you can get them sleeveless. And this is kind of nice to kind of just sometimes when you're wanting to be a little bit cooler with the weather and stuff like that, that you can, put one of these on. I love it. So yesterday I saw a huge agouti out of my window. They have really been foraging around and walking around. And this was like after 10 o'clock in the morning, which is a bit unusual. Like normally they're out early, like this time, and they forage for food, and then they go back to their dens or whatever, wherever they live. And this one actually ran out and was underneath our car for a minute, and then he came out, and then he left. And so thank you so much for that, Sue. So yeah, it was kind of very surprising to see that particular Gucci out at that hour, and he was huge. He was really, really big. And yeah, so then he ran back across the lawn and went back home, I guess. Yep, big up to David. Karma Owens, good morning. Absolutely nationalistic and couldn't be worn at a better time. I agree. Let's show our national pride. Carol says she needs a bucket of that tea that makes you sleep at night. You know what also helps you with sleeping? A couple of years ago, I'm a really poor sleeper in terms of the quality of my sleep. So I had this Fitbit. I haven't worn it in a while, but it tells you all kind of stuff like how many steps you're taking, your heartbeat, everything. So you can use it to track your exercise, the whole 9 yards. And so I've been using Fitbits for many, many, many years. I've had like 5 or 6 different models by now. That's how long I've been using their products. And I love them. So the latest one has like Bluetooth connectivity. So now you can plug it into headsets and whatever. So when I'm going through an exercise kick, which I haven't been on for a while, I really love my Fitbit because it keeps track of a lot of stuff. But one of the great things about the Fitbit that's kind of like an undersold feature is that it actually has a sleep tracker feature, which I absolutely love. So it tells you how well you sleep at night. And you can use it for other things like the Fitbit community. So if you have someone else who has a Fitbit, you can do challenges with each other where they join through the Fitbit app, because they have a phone app, and then you can log in on the computer. You can kind of join their network, and you can compete with each other to see who does the most steps for the day. So I was so shocked the first time that I got the test results back from my Fitbit that said like I woke up during the night like 30 something times or something ridiculous. And literally, I don't even know how Fitbit does it, but they have so much detailed information in your sleep patterns. Like it actually told me the minute I fell asleep, like when I actually went to sleep, not lying down in bed or whatever, but how long it actually took me to fall asleep. And it didn't take me as long as I thought to fall asleep. So I don't necessarily have an issue falling asleep. But what I have is constant turning and twisting and waking up throughout the night, which I knew anyway. Because I always wake up and I can tell you, like, oh, I felt like I wake up 5 times last night. And I wake up and I look at the alarm clock, or I go to the bathroom, or I roll the other way, or, so I knew I was waking up a lot, but I didn't know I was waking up that much. I mean, oh my gosh, I was shocked at how much I was waking up. And then it tells you all kind of stuff like about your, I'm going to see if I can actually pull up my login details, because you guys would be really, really interested to probably know your own Fitbit information and kind of, you know, how you're doing with your own sleep. So yeah, I mean, some of us know that we are poor sleepers, and some of you, it would probably come as a little bit of a shock. And then it tells you how long you've been sleeping for, as well as all of the details. Like, it's very, very detailed. So they've got different models. The one that I have right now is the Fitbit. I think that one's called the Versa, which it looks a lot like the Apple Watch. And they're trendy because you can do stuff like change out the wristbands and all kind of stuff as well. So yeah, I got mine from Amazon, folks. I don't know locally where the best place to get one is. I'm just trying to see if I can actually go to my dashboard, because yeah, it's so interesting. I'm gonna start wearing mine again. Sometimes I take it off because I kind of mix up like my watches. I don't wear a lot of jewelry, but I do have a lot of watches, which is really weird. So I've got like 25 different watches, and I kind of like to change them out and stuff like that. But that kind of information, Carol, makes it a lot easier for you to figure out if you need to see a professional about your sleeping, if something, a bit more is going on. And, we all kind of chalk it up to, oh, we're just really poor sleepers. But sometimes being a poor sleeper is indicative of other things that are happening regarding your health and stuff like that. And you've got to watch it, because lack of sleep will literally kill you. I've got I've got a particular girlfriend who she has a difficult time going to sleep. Like, she's not able to get to sleep. So it's not even just about quality of sleep for her. It's also about the fact that she just can't get to sleep. So she'll be up all hours of the night. And my husband's kind of having a little bit of that right now, where he's up every night until like 4 o'clock in the morning. And of course, that takes a toll on you during the day. You're not functioning as well. You're not sleeping as well. The whole 9 yards. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy, right? So let me just see here. So a few people are asking about the Fitbit information. I'll see what I can get you so that you guys can check that out. I think it's definitely a wonderful device to have, even if you're not using it like all the time. And then they have a little dashboard when you log in. You can go and see kind of historically, what's been going on. So it's telling me, I just logged in, and it's telling me you have not synced your Fitbit in a while. What is going on? So it tells you like lifetime achievements, how many steps you've taken. It even counts like stairs, like when you walk up the stairs, how much distance you've done. It says my best achievement in terms of steps was back in 2013. So, everyone says do 10,000 steps a day. So that's normally your daily goal that you set for yourself. So the best day that I had for steps was on January the 12th, 2013. I did over 13,000 steps. Looks like I need to step it up. And then on the 19th of January of that same year, no, on the 10th of January of that same year, I did 19 floors. Sounds like I was really exercising in 2013. Need to get back there, folks. Yeah, so it has, like, you get different little badges. So if you do 10 floors a day, you get the Happy Hill badge. If you do 10,000 steps in a day, you get the sneaker badge. So there's tons of really, really interesting stuff that they keep track of for you. I'm trying to see if I can find the sleeping part, because that's the information that I found to be so interesting. So they have personal information, your notifications. Yeah, so it gives you a whole graph on your sleeping part. So it has like your data. I'm gonna find it because I haven't done it in a while. The other nice thing about it as well is that you can also, let me just see if I can find. You can also, there's like a alarm clock in it as well. So see, sleep tracker controls how sensitive sleep detection is. So you can keep it on normal or sensitive, whereby it will pick up even more information about you. But yeah, check it out, folks. I mean, you might be surprised to really see how well or not you're actually sleeping. And I mean, literally, I was shocked at the amount of information. It tells you, it like will remind you to move. Like it has so much stuff. It has a GPS tracker on it. It's an awesome little device. Now I know that the Apple, what's it called? The Apple Watch has some similar options available. And, you know, a lot of people are all into Apple products. I do have an Apple phone, but, you know, I don't really get into the whole Apple Watch thing. Oh, here we go. I found my dashboard. So it has like exercise. You can do like a weight goal thing, how many pounds you want to eat. It tries to keep track of your salary for you. I mean, your salary, your calories, not your salary, which right now we're like, that's zero. You know, your calories, how much water you drink, how did you sleep? Here we go. This is a sleep tracker. Now, because I haven't done this in a while, I don't know if it would have any information for me, but it does keep track of all of those details, yeah? So it says see more. All right, folks, so what else is going on in your lives today? It is Friday, the 17th of April. Thank you. So Cordette, I would suggest checking out Amazon because that's where I buy like a lot of stuff. I do think that the local Apple store has some of them. I don't know their pricing or what models specifically they may have. So you want to check it out because the latest model is definitely the Fitbit. I think it's the Versa. So they're always coming out with new models and new features and whatever. Good morning, Julianne. I feel like I want to sit down today. I don't know why. I feel like a little, maybe it's this tea. I'm drinking tea and it's like, oh, I feel like I really need to have a seat. Some days, I think I told you guys, some days I just literally stand the entire show, which I've been doing for a few days. And then some days I'm like, oh, I need to sit. If you drink a cup of hot milk, it will help you sleep good. Yes, I don't really drink a whole lot of milk, like I said, but the other thing that's really good for sleeping is, oh God, let me tell you, it's a juice. It's, is it cranberry juice? I think it's just, like unprocessed cranberry juice is what I want to say. I'm going to double check it, but it's one of the berries. And I want to say that it is cranberry. And you drink it at night, and that's supposed to help you sleep as well. So yes, Irvin, the Apple Store, I thought they did have them here. Yes, get a Fitbit. And it has the phone app, so everything is like integrated. Okay, so here's my sleep. The last time I did this was March the 2nd, which was a Wednesday. So let me tell you, my sleep fluctuates a little bit in terms of how long I sleep, right? So it said on that particular day, on March the 2nd, I slept. No, that was March the 5th, sorry. I slept for 6 hours and 32 minutes. March the 3rd, I slept for 5 hours and 3 minutes. So let's look at March the 5th. So it has an entire little graph. I mean, if you guys could see this, this is so amazing. It tells you what time you went to bed. So it says that I woke up for a minute and 30 seconds at 2300 hours, 38 minutes and 30 seconds. And then I went back to sleep at 2340. I mean, it is detailed, folks. And then I was in a deep sleep. This is exactly what it says, deep sleep for 54 minutes. So the little graph tells me, and then I was in a light sleep for 22 minutes. So it literally tracks like how you go into REM, how REM is a deeper sleep, and then I go back and forth to light sleep, deep sleep. So this is my cycle. And it goes through that I was in a deep sleep for 5 minutes, light sleep for 13 minutes. So it seems like I don't get a whole lot of deep sleep, to be honest. So here's one: deep sleep for 20 minutes, light sleep for 15 minutes, and then I went into REM for 28 minutes and 30 seconds. And then from that, I went into light sleep for 26 minutes. And then I was awake for 13 minutes at 2:49 in the morning. I don't know what this was about. This could have been, I told you guys sometimes I have a little issue with my feet. So it looks like I was up for a little bit during this period of time. So I was actually awake for 52 minutes. So it said I woke up 13 minutes, and then I had a light sleep for 4 minutes, and then I woke up again for 5 minutes, light sleep for 2 minutes, woke up again for 18 minutes. So it tracks everything. And then it gives you like your total numbers. So it said that 11.7% of my sleep time I was actually awake for. REM, which is that deeper sleep that you really want to get because that's what rejuvenates you, I only got 21.6% of that. So that was an hour and 36 minutes. And I think REM is when you normally dream and stuff as well, right? And then light sleep was most of what I did, which was 47.5%. And this is why I'm saying that I know I don't really sleep that well. So people say you're a light sleeper. Obviously, this is saying that 50% of my time is spent in light sleep. And then I had deep sleep for 19.1%. But the deep sleep only accounts for an hour and 25 minutes. I'm like, oh, I need some more deep sleep here, folks. So it actually tells you that I fell asleep at 11:38 on this particular day, p.m. And I woke up finally at 7:02 a.m. So I got 6 hours and 32 minutes. And then it says that I was awake 19 times during the night. So that's when you turn and you twist and you wake up and so that's a lot, I think. So I'd be interested to know kind of how other people, like I've always said, I've wondered how other people sleep, Of course, sleep, like everything else, can be a very personal experience. But yeah, it's super interesting. Nicardo says, good morning. A company, some money for a month now. And I told them I'm going to contact you and they decided to pay. And now continue your good work. Nicardo, thank you so much. Let me tell you something. There are so many jackasses, employers and otherwise, who never make it to Cayman Mall Road because the second someone says, I'm going to contact Cayman Mall Road, they sort it out. So thank you for acknowledging that. We had another case the other day with an Indian guy who's working as a security guard for a particular company. Same thing. He was owed pay. He was on vacation pay, all this stuff. He wanted to see about leaving the island, and his employer hadn't paid him. So he did not want to leave without first getting his pay. And he contacted us, and I said, listen, I try my best to give employers, because I know what going on CMR is going to do to your reputation. Even if you're a horrible employer, everybody's going to know your business. And so I really try to give people as much as I can the benefit of the doubt. And there are very few people that we put up with like, listen, they're just straight up jackasses. They don't even get a chance. Many of you will know, for example, that we had featured Ruth Anna on our show. And I felt so bad about that because, Ruth Anna is a young Caymanian. She's trying a thing. She took over the salon business from her stepmom. And, she was trying her best to make it work. Clearly, she made some very serious errors in judgment. She made a lot of mistakes. But when when your employees are having to pay for your business mistakes, that's not a good thing. It's one thing if you're the only employee in the company and you screw up and the business fails, then it's on you. But when you have other people that are relying on you to pay them as you've agreed to do so, to pay their health insurance, to pay their pension, and to do all of these things, and you don't do it, you're not just impacting that one person. You are impacting their family members, because we all have people who rely on our source of income as a means of support. And in one instance, because the woman, it was a Filipina lady, didn't have any children, it's alleged that Ruth Anna told her, and this is what she said, that, because you don't have any children in the Philippines, then you don't have to worry about it. There's nobody depending on you to send them money. And it was like, what? First of all, that would be none of your business who's depending on me to send them money. And number two, it's not always children. It's elderly parents, it's aunts and uncles, it's like tons of other people. And you know how, when people go and work in another country, you become the primary breadwinner oftentimes for those persons. And so, yes, they do depend on you. So it's really rude for someone to tell you, well, because you don't have any kids, the fact that you haven't gotten paid is not a big deal. Yeah, you not Ruth Anna, Rihanna said, where's my money, bitch? Like, don't mess around with my money. So I feel really bad for employees who find themselves in this predicament. And, it impacts people in a very real way. Like, again, there was a young lady who worked at Renaissance who had gotten pregnant and she was having some difficulties with the pregnancy. And when she went to the hospital, only to find out that she has no insurance coverage. So people are taking money out of your paycheck to pay health insurance and to pay pension, and then they don't pay it. And that is a shame because, it's just wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. And, to this day, there are still people who are owed money, who've not received their money. There are people who were promised on a payment plan that they would receive money, and that hasn't happened. So thank you, Nicardo, for acknowledging that employers know where they stand with me. I'm not joking with you guys. I'm not playing with you. So the Indian guy, after a little back and forth, because I contacted his employer and I said, listen, I've been contacted that you owe this guy money. He showed me some evidence of what he's saying. Can you sort out your business? Because I don't really want to put you on CMR if I can help it. Now, in her case, she had said, she had been sick and she had some excuses about not being well and blah, blah, blah. But, the employee's like, listen, she has other family members who are helping to run the business. How long must I sit down and wait to actually get paid? I'm due vacation pay, I'm due this, I'm due that. So eventually, within about a week or so, she was able to sort him out. And he was so grateful for the intervention that he did say to me, can I meet you? Because I want to thank you so much. I said, you know what? It's not even necessary. Don't worry about it. Right now we're in quarantine, so no, you can't meet me because I don't know your movement, sir. And I'm not about that life. So yeah, I'm happy to help wherever I can. Just make sure that when you come to me, you come with your facts because I'm going to be asking you, show me your documentation. And I'm just absolutely surprised at the employees who are not keeping track of their own accounts for work purposes. They're just making the employer do it. Well, my employer will tell me how much I'm owed for vacation. I'm like, you don't know what your vacation pay is? No. I'm like, okay. So if the employer even tries to cheat you out of your vacation pay, you wouldn't even know probably. I mean, really. So keep track of your staff, folks. Keep your documentation. Keep your paperwork. You're supposed to be getting a pay slip from your employers. Keep that because that shows what they're claiming that they're deducting. If they're not giving that to you, make sure you request it. because again, that will show you what they are deducting from your salary, supposedly putting towards a pension and other funds. And so when they don't actually pay it in there, then you have your evidence that the relevant deductions have actually been made. So employers, don't make me have to come for you, because I will definitely put you in the jackass of the day list for not doing right by your workers. So Nicardo, good for you. Yes, use CMR's name. Use it for something. People always cussing us and using us for that. So I said, you know what? If CMR gets you something good, and sometimes it's even government, like people have said to me, they walk into a government place and they start getting an attitude or getting treated a certain way. And the customer says, I'm going to put this on Cayman Mall Road. Next thing you know, flip, attitude is different, smile on the face. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me process this for you, blah, blah, blah. So people seem to get their shit together when they realize that CMR will out them. I have no issues with that. None at all. It's called accountability, folks. We all want to hold each other accountable at some stage. Yes, the Versa is the latest. That's the one that I have. And I got a couple, I think I got 2 bands with it, but you can order like extra bands and different colors and all sorts of stuff. So Alric wants to know if the Fitbit can actually do the exercise for us. And he went exercising yesterday for the first time in a long time, and now he's all pained up. Good for you, Alric. I'm feeling it. I need to start myself. It's been on my list for like 3+ years now, so I definitely need to get on it. You know what? I think that any kind of exercise will do. Someone messaged me yesterday, and don't forget, there are new criteria in place in terms of exercising. So from 5:45 a.m. to 6:45 p.m., those are your exercise times, but you can no longer drive anywhere to exercise. And this is because the police commissioner and the premier said yesterday, basically people were trying to be smart and use the whole exercise excuse to get out on the roads. So they would be seen, dressed up in jeans and obviously non-exercise equipment or gear. And they're driving and the police would stop them and say, okay, where are you going? Oh, I'm going for a run. And it's like, miss, you're wearing heels and you're dressed up. Don't look like you're going for that kind of a run. I don't know what kind of run that is. So I think that you've got to be honest. So now we're under additional restrictions. So we cannot actually drive to exercise if you're going outside to exercise. So if you're going outside to exercise, you got to use your feet, foot walk. Or a bicycle. So they're still allowing you to jump on your bicycle and get exercise that way. Some of us have exercise equipment on the inside that you can use. We're actually going to be trying to work with Tristan from the boxing club. I need to message him because he was supposed to send me a couple exercise videos of things that you can do at home. And then we can just upload the little videos. There's another young man by the name of Ricardo that I wanted to reach out to as well. There's Carla. So there's a couple people in the fitness space. And, of course you can, let me double check the time on that, Irvelyn. You might be right. It probably is 5:15 a.m. That certainly makes more sense. Did I say 5:45? It's probably 5:15 to 6:45. Yeah. So yes, the short of it is that you can certainly get exercise no matter where you're at. You can do it. It's just a matter of motivation, and most of us, that's what's lacking is the motivation. Just double checking the times for exercising. So these are new times. So this is the only thing that's changed. And I'm glad that the premier acknowledged yesterday that every single time they change something, it's so confusing to people. So change as little as possible unless you're going to go into an absolute lockdown. I agree with that because people can't keep up. I have some people messaging me, can I go out today for food? Can I do this? Can I do that? And I'm just like, oh my God. This has been in place now for 2-3 weeks and people are still confused about what they can and can't do because there have been a few changes. So absolutely correct, Irvelyn. Exercise 5:15 a.m. until 6:45. So be inside. You got that 15 minutes before hard curfew. You can no longer drive to exercise. You can only walk and cycle. Thank you, Evelyn, for the clarification. Good morning, Dee. Evelyn says she goes out at 5:30. Good for you, girl. After exercising, the seawater is good for you, but now we can't go to the beach because of idiots. Yep. The only seawater you can get if you go home and you turn on the faucet and put a little bit of sprinkle of some salt and just close your eyes and pretend like you're in the ocean. I'm just kidding. It's just not the same. Oh, Maureen says, thank God for my Wii Fit. I'm busy at home. Yes, girl. I used to have a Wii back in the day. And I think we still have one, but it doesn't get used. But yeah, the Wii has, you can do tennis. Listen, even just playing the Wii, where you're just moving your arms or whatever, that gets your heartbeat up. That gets the arms pumping. Like, we should be trying to exercise in any way that we can. Like right now, I could be sitting here just doing a couple squats and, kind of working it in. So everything contributes to the exercise bank. You put in a little bit here and there, and it all adds up, and it all makes for a healthier lifestyle and so on. So yes, I think somebody sent me the song, so we'll play that at the end of the program today. Our Friday happy song. John woke up tired. John, we were talking about sleep this morning already. Glad you're up. Glad you're safe. And yeah, some days you just wake up tired because you either, like me, you're probably awake most of the night turning and twisting and whatever anyway. Yes, there's tons of different things that you can do for fitness. So you know what? I think here in CMR, we need to encourage you guys to do a little bit more, just like I need to do a little bit more so we can motivate each other to get on it. I forgot to read the Daily Ohm, by the way, so let me do that before we go any further. This one's actually very on point today. So this one is entitled Finding Deep Strength. Whoa. So listen to this. When we look back at our lives, we see that we have survived many trials and often to our own amazement. We're going to get out of this, folks. We are going to survive. Trust me. We've all faced mountains or moments in our lives when the pressure mounts beyond what we feel like we can handle. And we find ourselves thinking that we do not have the strength to carry on. Sometimes we have just enough. Sometimes we have just gotten through a major obstacle or illness only to find another one waiting for us the moment we finally catch our breath. Sometimes we endure one loss after another, wondering when we'll get a break from life's travails. It does not seem fair or right that life should demand more of us than we feel we have given. Demand more of us when we feel like we have given all we can. But sometimes that's the way life works. It sure is. When we look back at our lives, we see that we have survived many trials and surmounted many obstacles, often to our own amazement. In each of these instances, we had to break through our ideas of how much we can handle and go deeper into our hidden reserves. The thought that we do not have the strength to handle what is before us can be likened to the hard surface of a frozen lake. It appears to be impenetrable, but when we break through it, we find that a deep well of energy and inspiration was trapped beneath that icy barrier the whole time. Sometimes we break through by cutting a hole into our resistance with our willpower. Sometimes we melt the ice with compassion for our predicament and ourselves. Either way, each time we break through, we reach a new understanding of the strength we store within ourselves. When we find ourselves up against that frozen barrier of thinking we cannot handle our situation, we may find that the kindest choice is to love ourselves and our resistance too. We can simply accept that we are overwhelmed, exhausted, and stretched, and we can offer ourselves loving kindness and compassion. If we can extend to ourselves the unconditional warmth of a mother's love, before we know it, the ice will begin to break. Wow. That's deep, folks, and that's the situation we're in right now. A lot of us are feeling like we're going through some real trials and tribulations, but you got to just hang in there. I mean, that is the message. This too shall pass. Good morning, Kenneth Bryan, representative for Georgetown Central. Yeah, just hang in there. There's so much about being resilient in life. You don't know what's around the corner, but that's the beauty of it. Right around the corner could be the break that you've been waiting on. Sometimes right around the corner is another trial, but around that corner is the break you've been waiting on. So you just got to hang in there. You know, I've always said we don't want to hardly ever talk about suicide and mental illness in this community. But one of the things that I've always said is I can only imagine, you know, we've all had our moments of great despair in life, whether it's because of a loss of a loved one, loss of a job, you know, being dragged into court. All sorts of things will come our way in life, abuses and relationships. And it can drive us to the point where we think that life is no longer worth living. But I've always said to myself, I believe that every single person who has committed suicide and has actually been successful, had they been given, or had they given themselves just another minute to get around the corner, to get through life, that they would have found the strength to carry on. So in other words, don't make that harsh decision in that moment that is going to take away your ability to make any more decisions for yourself. Because once you're dead, that's it. So it's like, give yourself, believe that this too shall pass. Believe that you are right where you're supposed to be in this moment to learn a life lesson, and that you're going to get through this. So Zenoya, I think that's how you pronounce it, says these quotes were for me. Thank God for reassurance. Praise him. Yeah, so I find that every day I'm getting up now and I'm reading these daily ohms, and it seems like so many times they're on point for exactly where we are in our lives. You know, and you just have to believe and understand that you will get through this. We will all get through this as a world, as a country. We may not even have come upon the worst yet, because I think the US is nowhere near their worst. It will get worse. More people will die. But as a whole, we're going to get through this, and we've just got to remain steadfast, positive, and do what we know that we need to do. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the mindset that you've got to approach with this. So Kenneth, thank you so much for joining the program. You know, you're always welcome. I've extended a welcome to all politicians who want to join me. We're here. Come on anytime you want. Sue says that she has a running machine to walk on. Girl, Sue, I have a treadmill and I have an elliptical machine. I've got an exercise ball. I've got free weights. And do I use any of them? No. Shame on me. I need to get with the program. So Kenneth said he was up doing his exercising. Good for you, boy. You guys are going to motivate me. After this, I might just go and do a couple squats for real. So Corinne went out at 5:45, walked 3 miles. And by the way, shout out to Corinne, because she's been on this exercise kick, I want to say at least a couple years now, Corinne. And tell us in the discussion, if you don't mind, how much weight have you actually lost? She's been eating healthier and she's lost a ton of weight and she looks fantastic. So she says here that I even got some cocoa plums by me changing up the routine. And I always walk 3 to 4 days a week for years. So I know she started this a couple years back, yes, and she has lost a lot of weight and done very, very well. Krista, who is joining us next week, Wednesday in the program, is going to talk about how important diet is in our lives to taking off and shedding excess weight and just being a lot healthier. So Krista Brown is going to be joining us because listen, diet is 80% of this game, and we all know that, and exercise is 20%. So you could be exercising every day, running a marathon, but if your diet is in the dumpster and you're eating all processed foods and all the bad stuff, you're only going to reap so many benefits. So the truth of the matter is, exercise has its own benefits and it's very, very important. But in terms of weight management and weight control, the real way to address that is through your diet. And that's where, sadly, most of us fail. Because, boy, we love to eat, and we love to eat very rich, delicious foods. Nacarda says, I think we need a 14-day lockdown. That will make a difference. A lot of people feel that way, but the premier has resisted that because I think that, we're probably not thinking of the hardship that would create for a lot of people to be in complete isolation for 14 days. And I think he does get it. And they're vulnerable people in our community who those 14 days would be almost like a prison sentence for them. So let's keep the course. Go out only if you need to. Listen, if you can afford to self-lock down for 14 days, then do it. There's nothing stopping you, and that's kind of what the suggestion is. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. So turn in your yard, stay home, stay locked up. My husband has done it for the past month. He has been nowhere. He's not been in a car. He's not gone anywhere. I'm the representative of the household that is responsible for running the errands, going to the grocery store. I got my list today, actually, because today's my day, Friday. So to make sure that I don't waste time, I write it down now because I don't have all day to be driving around wasting gas and then police stopping me like, where are you going? So I have got down every single thing that I need to get done on my list today so that I'm very methodical about my route. I go here, here, and here, bam, 3 places done, back home. And that's really how we've got to do it. So if you can soft lock down for most of the day, most of the week, then please, by all means, do it. So Jem says, yes, this too shall pass. Yes, you got to have faith. You got to believe. Even if you do not believe in God, you've got to have faith in something. You've got to have a belief system to get through trying times like this. So I'm not going to question what or who you believe in, but I'm saying that faith has a part to play in all of our lives. Kenneth said next week he'll come on. So Sue says, I have new knees, got to do it or they'll freeze up. Oh, okay. Knee replacement surgery. Good for you. I think was that last year, the year before? I think it was the year before. I went to Miami with someone who was they'd had knee replacement surgery and they were having a really hard time with one particular knee. So they actually had to have that knee redone. I think they ended up having both knees redone. But I was talking to the surgeon, orthopedic specialist in Miami, actually in Fort Lauderdale. And he was saying to me that it's just amazing during his career, and he's been at this a while, how many knee replacement surgeries are now being done. And I said, well, why is that? Is it because as human beings, are we wearing out our knees like that much? And he said, well, there's a couple things that are happening. Number one, he said, the truth of the matter is most of us are carrying too much weight. And so the knee is one of those joints that gets a lot of the weight that's distributed throughout our body, as do your feet. So as a joint, the more weight that you carry, the more pressure it puts on things like the knees and the ankles and the whole 9 yards. So he said, yeah, it's if he had to talk about prevention, the number one thing that he would say to us is to all lose some weight, because that's going to take off the pressure, the constant pressure that we're putting on our knees every single day. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I said, He said, oh yeah, take the weight off and you'll notice that the knee aches and pains and whatever will disappear. So Zanoya, I think, if I'm mispronouncing your name, spell it out phonetically for me. She says, can't wait to tune in next week. Love me some Krista Brown. Oh yes, her story is an amazing story. TGIF, hope you're doing well. I'm doing beautiful. Thank you so much. Cece, good morning, honey. How are you? And John says we eat too much. Not only do we eat too much, but we eat the wrong things, too much of the wrong things. So yes, you are absolutely correct about that. We do eat too much, and we eat too much of the wrong things. We love food. Caribbean people, we love our starches. And so it's just a matter of moderation, cutting back on the quantity, cutting back on all that rich food that we love, all the beef and the starches and the potato and the, we're into it. Avril, thank you, darling. Says, keep safe, everyone. Karen is joining. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let us do a little check. I saw an interesting article in the BBC this morning about how the coronavirus has really allowed Mother Nature, and we've been talking about this theme off and on, has really allowed Mother Nature to reset her clock. And there are lions. There's a picture of like 4 or 5 lions in, I think it was somewhere in Africa, literally just lying on the side of the street. Now they can come out. They can relax. They can, take it easy. So I thought that was so interesting because, that's good. That's good for them. I mean, at some point they're going to have to probably go back in once people start coming out and about again. So Mitzi, good morning. Sue says it's not just weight. No, he wasn't saying that was the only problem, but he said in 80% of the cases, and that's the vast majority, when he sees his patients, he knows that their knee problems are because they're overweight. And we don't always want to hear it. We don't always want to hear, honey, you need to lose 50 pounds, because I know I need to lose 50 pounds easily. So Debbie says we need to start an exercise program for about 15 minutes. All right, let me speak to Tristan. Let me speak to Ricardo, and let me speak to Carla, because I like having different people, because everybody has like a different style as well. But there's a way to make this work with the technology and to bring them in. So yes, we can do a little 15-minute workout in the mornings. I have so many plans for Cayman Mall Road. Like, honestly, the list is long, but exercise is important. And I do think that we can definitely incorporate that, especially right now when we don't have anything else to do. So yes, we can get those guys on board to share with us some of their exercise techniques. And like Jack LaLanne didn't have a gym membership or anything expensive. He just used simple things. You can use your chair and your body weight to do all sorts of strength exercising, everything. Resistance exercising, the works. And Misha and I are going to get in the kitchen soon and start doing some cooking lessons, because Misha loves to cook and I love to cook. And we're going to put that together, and we love to talk. So we're going to have almost like a little sip and see session, except it's going to be, we got to come up with a name for it, Misha, but we're going to be cooking recipes, sharing recipes with you guys, and talking about life. We're going to go deep with Misha, because she's the type of person that you can have a deep conversation with. So I love that. So that's coming. Zanoya says you're saying the name right, or you're just about the first off, pronounce the name correctly without correction, and thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I got it right, because I'm always questioning myself. I'm like, I wonder if it's Zanoya. All right, Krista. Hey, there you are. Roderick Evans. Oh, yes. Roderick he's good with that. So we have a lot of people in our community who are, exercise gurus or into fitness. And yeah, they can teach us a thing or two. And Krista's saying that is her CrossFit coach. Yeah, Roger looks hardcore though. Girl, we need to start out slow. We need like a granny. Any grannies out there who are like into exercise programs? So for those of us who haven't exercised in a while, can we just be like, start off slow and easy and have a little granny voice go, okay, folks, breathe in now and up and down. You can do this. We'll start out like that first, because once somebody like Roderick comes on, or Kristen, they're going to be like, get on it, 50 push-ups right now. We can't go from 0 to 100. And when I think of Roderick in the exercise field, I think of he's at the top of his game. He is fit as a fiddle. He's 100. So we're going to ease into it. So we'll start out with the, Kristen's having a laugh. We'll start out with the granny exercise regime first. Maybe I should do that one since I've not exercised in so while. I'll be like, all right, Facebook, and a 1, and a 2. Yeah, and punch it out. We got it. We got it. You can do it. And twist to the side. Oh, yeah. Do the shoulder roll. Shoulder roll. Okay. And then by like week 2, then we can work up to somebody a little bit more fit than that. Yeah? That's the plan. That's what we're going to do. I am totally... Lizette says, yes, me, I'm a granny. So Lizette, can you lead an exercise session for us? I'm feeling this exercise thing. I love it. This is how ideas come together, folks. We are going to commit to exercising. Dee says, I'm a Nana. All right, Nana. We got you. All right, folks. I'm putting it on my to-do list. I'm totally serious. Like, I'm joking, but I'm totally serious. We're going to get some CMR exercising going on around here. Get up in the morning for 15 minutes. Get the blood moving a little bit. Leslie says, I'm about to pass out laughing in my car. Leslie, don't do that, because if you have an accident, you're going to be trying to blame CMR, and I don't want no mix-up in your ticket that you're about to get. Leslie actually lives in the States. Leslie, remind me where you are. I think you're in Florida, right? So when that Florida sheriff officer pulls her over, she's going to be like, I was listening to Cayman Mall Road, and the officer's going to say, listen to me, I don't know who Cayman Mall Road is, and I do not care. You are still getting a ticket for careless driving. We should organize a Biggest Loser. Hello, Tristan. We've been talking about that for over a year with the boxing club. Yes, I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. We need to get it done. Right now, it's a little bit challenging because of the whole social distancing thing, but we can do it. Yes, Leslie is in Vero Beach, Florida. Beautiful. I'm in agreement with you, Krista. We're going to get on it. You can do the food part, and then we'll get some people to do the whole exercise thing. So Florinda Nueva says, I do exercise biking during my schedule, according to my last name, every morning, just 30 minutes. Now, Florinda, believe it or not, you can exercise every day except Sunday. So you do not have to exercise just based on your last name. Most people find that okay, though, because that's like 3 times a week. But if you want to exercise every single day, Monday through Saturday, for 30 minutes, you can. So the medical experts say 30 minutes a day helps keep the doctor away. And so that's what we should all be aiming for. So thank you, Florinda, for sharing that with us. What else is on the agenda? All right, I need to take a quick break, and I'm using this new system. Before I could pull up a video, this one doesn't have that feature, but this one allows us to be on YouTube and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the song. Someone did share it with me, and someone says that they didn't send it to me, but they had it handy. So I'm going to pull up this song, and I'm going to let you guys listen to this while I take a quick break. I just need to go blow my nose, actually, believe it or not. I've got my tissue here, but I don't want to do that on air because I'm not trying to be rude. So listen to this beautiful song. Get in your vibe. It's a few minutes long, I think, and that'll give you enough chance to blow my nose, throw it in the garbage, and run back real quick. All right, folks, so stay tuned. Commercial break. And is this the right song? Let me make sure this is the right song first. No. That's not the right song. Wrong one. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful. This is actually a YouTube song. I think this is the right one. Hold on. If this is the right one, I can actually pull it up on screen for you guys. Hold on one second. I think this is it. Is this it? No. This isn't it. But this is a local one. So I tell you what, this works for me. I think this is a local guy. So we shall play this one. So just give me 1 second. Let me cue it up on the screen here. Don't you just love modern technology? It is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So this is the Cayman Islands Music School. So this is a local song. I'm going to share this with you guys. So give me 1 second here. And then, yes, thank you, Nicole, for sharing this. This isn't actually what I was talking about, but this is even better because this is local. So, hold on 1 second. Let me. Right. All right, folks, enjoy this, and I will be right back in a jiffy. All right, folks, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. So we are here for it. Thank you guys so much. I was able to wash my hands and the whole 9 yards, and I'm back in the saddle. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Don't worry, be happy. So if you're tuning in for it, thank you so much. Morna says, I'm a grandma, 12 grandchildren, and 1 great-grand, and my gym is full. Wow, Morna, congratulations to you. Girl, you could just start lifting those babies, lifting those grandbabies, and that's enough exercise right there. Erica loves the Biggest Loser idea. Lizette, don't worry, I washed my hands. Yes, thank you very much. No need to remind me about that. Every single bathroom has lots of soap. ready to wash your hands. And in fact, I like the soap dispensers that you don't even have to touch because, someone sent me a picture. I'm going to share this with you guys just to talk about how contagious viruses in general are, but in particular, we're very concerned right now about this virus. We don't really see, because you can't see viruses. It's like my toddler telling me when I was saying to her the other day that, people are sick and this is why she can't go out. She's like, well, I don't see anybody sick. Well, she hasn't been going out, but I'm like, yeah, but you don't see germs. You don't see, you don't always see that someone is sick. And in fact, just sharing an article here that coronavirus can occur before you're symptomatic. So this is something that we've been talking about locally because at first Dr. Lee was like, nah, don't worry about it. If they're asymptomatic, you're not going to get it, blah, blah, blah. But that's not true. And more the research is coming out. So this is new as of yesterday's date, that apparently everyone infected with the coronavirus is a silent spreader for at least a while. And I'm going to put this up on our website so that you guys can see this. But basically what the research is now showing, that once you're a host, you are almost certainly guilty of some silent spreading. And again, this is some research that's coming out of China, which, we don't really trust the Chinese 100%. When I say the Chinese, I mean the Chinese government, because them people are shady AF and they lie a lot. But the virus spreads unseen from person to person, a form of what they call cryptic transmission that can transform a manageable outbreak into an out-of-control epidemic. And this is why people who are like, well, let's just have those who are infected, let them stay home. You don't know who's infected unless you've tested every single person in your population. You can't say who's infected from who isn't. And apparently people are infected with no symptoms, and they can be spreading it for up to 2.5 days before any first signs of illness appear. This is what the scientists are now saying, which I've always suspected from day one, that asymptomatic people could transmit this. So when Dr. Lee was first saying, no, if you're asymptomatic, because again, he was relying on the understanding that it's the droplets and the placement of those droplets on surfaces. And obviously you're only producing droplets if you are sick and you're sneezing and coughing and whatever. But no. Contagion of an infected person reaches its peak roughly 18 hours before you start to feel the first blush of fever, notice the first twinge of body ache, or experience the first bout of coughing 18 hours before. So depending on what you were doing during those 18 hours, you can infect a lot of people. So infected persons can walk around feeling just fine for those full 2 days without spewing virus into the air, depositing it on doorknobs, handrails, and sowing the seeds for future infection. Yep. So, this is what they're calling it. So this isn't, to clarify, this is not the dreaded phenomenon of asymptomatic spread, which would be the hidden infection of people who have no idea they're spreading the coronavirus because their symptoms are mild or absent. This is what they're calling, and they say it's far more common, case of pre-symptomatic spread. Within a few days, the spreader's misery will telegraph to all of the world that they have been exposed to the coronavirus, and by then it is too late for anyone who crossed their path. So the findings were published Wednesday, we're now Friday, in the Journal of Nature, and it presents a fresh challenge as much of the world contemplates a return to pre-pandemic life with children in schools, shoppers in stores, and workers in the office. Well, we're not really contemplating that yet, folks. So be aware that there is such a thing as pre-symptomatic spread. There you have it, folks. The research is confirming you can feel fine and you can be okay in your eyes, but you're still a carrier for the virus. Stay home. That's the bottom line. So that's some breaking health news on the front there with coronavirus. Ireland's coronavirus outbreak largely contained, according to them. Of course, the U.S. continues to have greater numbers than anybody else. There's some new thing in France where they're saying doctors think that ventilators might harm some COVID-19 patients. So, they're still trying to figure a lot of this out in terms of what works best. So it's not one treatment method is perfect for every single person. Someone sent me a thing today, which I want to read over before mentioning that on air. But they were talking about the fact that there's some new medicine that they've been giving people that a lot of persons are responding well to. So we're going to check that out and see what that's about. I think someone did send me the video, so I want to check that out. Yeah, folks, so at the end of the day, we all need to be extremely vigilant. And right now, with so many unknown factors when it comes to this disease, your best bet is just to stay inside. So in the UK, 10 nurses have been suspended for refusing to work without face masks. Can you believe it? It's crazy. I mean, who can blame them? That's like someone sending you out as a military personnel in the middle of a battlefield with no weapon and no protection, no armory, no nothing. It's like committing suicide. And I cannot believe that anyone would suspend these poor nurses. Just give them the mask that they need. And for countries and governments that don't have it, what do you expect? You expect people to just put their lives down because of your lack of responsiveness as a government agency? Come on. I mean, this nurse Mike here in the UK says that he has a wife and a 2-year-old daughter. So he does everything he can when he gets off of his shift to make sure that they don't get it. So he stops at a hotel after work just to take a shower. He washes clothes and Lysol disinfectant. So this is actually in California. My apologies. The Guardian is reporting it, but it's in California, Santa Monica, California, no less. Him and his colleagues are worried about being infected without the N95 respirator mask, which increases the risk significantly. So the N95 mask actually reduces, or it has a filter, and it filters out 95% of all airborne particles. So that's a lot, and that's good. I'm going to show you guys a picture here of how this virus really transmits and why these masks, the N95 mask in particular, are so incredibly important for frontline personnel. So it really is very, very risky for them to not operate with them. But hospital administrators said that they weren't necessary. Listen to these jackasses. They should be jackasses of the century. Who says that an N95 mask is not necessary for medical personnel? They are straight up jackasses. So the hospital administrators said they weren't necessary and didn't provide them. This is what he's saying in California. Last week, a nurse on his ward tested positive for the coronavirus. Sometimes governments have no sense. We vote them in and we trust them to be about the business, but that's why we got to keep an eye on them like a hawk. The next day, doctors doing rounds on the ward asked the nurses why they weren't wearing their N95 mask. This is according to this guy in California. That they should have better protection. So this guy, Mike, says that when the doctor said that, for him, that was it. He and a handful of other nurses told their managers they were not going to enter the COVID-19 patient rooms without the N95 mask. And what is their response? They suspend them from work. Imagine. He said, I went into nursing with a passion for helping those who are most vulnerable and becoming an advocate for those who couldn't have a voice for themselves, but not under the conditions we're certainly under. The hospital suspended him and 9 of his colleagues, according to the National Nurses United, which is a nurses union, workers union. So the nurses are now being paid but are not allowed to return to work pending an investigation from Human Resources. Can you believe this? When they need these nurses, I'm sure they don't have an excess number of nurses available. They need them, but they're refusing to give them the masks that they need. Such a waste of people's time and energy right now and potential lives. So it says that there are hundreds of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers across the country who said that they've been asked to work without adequate protection, this PPE, the personal protection equipment, which, by the way, the Caribbean is going to have an issue getting from the U.S. because the U.S. is confiscating those things from coming through to the Caribbean region. They're keeping them for themselves and confiscating even when we paid for shipments. I actually had one of my colleagues in Jamaica, she works for Reuters, contact me this morning because she'd heard about our situation. And apparently Donald Trump is spreading this whole confiscation thing beyond what has already been done. So guidelines from the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, doesn't require N95 masks for COVID care workers, but many hospitals are opting for the additional protection. And this is where the CDC, in my opinion, is behind on a lot of different things. So we were here relying on information from the CDC about testing or about if someone is asymptomatic, because that's what PAHO, World Health Organization, this is what Dr. Lee was saying. Oh, well, we're going to wait for them to update their position. Listen to me. They are government agencies, organizations that have a lot of red tape and a lot of bureaucracy. In times like this, when we are under the bullet, literally under the gun with things, in my opinion, our medical experts, Dr. Lee and his team, need to be constantly up on things themselves. Don't sit down waiting for PAHO to tell you, do XYZ. PAHO's response to updating testing requirements, PPE requirements, whatever, could be a week or two out from what the experts are saying to do. And a week or two in a situation like this could mean the difference of wide community spread versus containing this as quickly as possible. So early on, 2.5 weeks ago, when Dr. Lee was saying, oh yeah, well, PAHO or CDC or whoever is saying that, you know, if you're asymptomatic, you're fine, you're not going to spread it. I was like, that's not what I'm reading all over the scientific and medical profession and all over the medical world. So I'm not going to sit back and rely on the CDC for that type of stuff. Err on the side of caution. Lock people down. Tell people to stay home. Even if you're asymptomatic, start testing those people. And lo and behold, what do we now know? Those same people are out there spreading the virus for at least a period of 2 days. So CDC guidelines might not say anything about the N95 mask, but let me show you guys this picture. And this is going to bring home the point of why we want to ensure that we're on it. Now look at this. This is someone who's wearing a mask. This isn't the N95 mask, obviously. This is a regular mask. But look at the distribution of viruses on her face. Okay, so this person came back, changed, and took a bath, and this is still what they looked like in terms of that's the virus distribution, like on their face, on their forehead, and on the mask that they were wearing. So imagine this is a picture. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And in this instance, this really brings back the point. My apologies. This is before they had showered and that sort of thing. So this is why they're saying, this nurse, he was doing the right thing. Before he even went to his family, he's stopping at a hotel and showering and washing these germs off. Scrub down, disinfect. Look at this. Unbelievable. So that's the reality of what we're dealing with here, folks. So there are workers around the country, around the world, who are expected to put their lives at risk. At least 9,200 healthcare workers in the U.S. as of Wednesday, and that number will climb, are already infected. And imagine a healthcare worker gets infected. They work with other patients who are not yet COVID-19 patients. They have that 48-hour period of time where they have no clue, no symptoms, no nothing. They're then spreading it throughout the hospital. And that is why, in particular, the nursing homes, a lot of them have had to shut down completely because they get an infection they didn't know. And all of a sudden, the entire 80 people in the nursing home have it. Because by the time they start to realize, we've got a couple people infected, and they start testing, it's already too late. So PPE, personal protective equipment, is very, very important to the safety of our frontline workers. The N95 mask, gowns, gloves, the whole 9 yards. And you have to know how to take off your gloves properly, how to take off your mask properly, and all of these things. So I'm sorry to hear that medical professionals are having to go through this. Debbie says that she uses the soap bottles that pump, so I can use my wrist or back of my hand. Yep. I like especially for kids, because they want to touch everything. And so in one bathroom in particular that my daughter uses a lot to wash her hands, it's just the automatic hand sensor one. So she just sticks her hand under it, the soap comes out, and you can buy these relatively cheaply, again, off of Amazon. And the soap dispenses automatically. It's battery operated, so every once in a while you just change out the batteries and you're good to go. And that doesn't, at least the soap dispenser isn't being touched. But you've got to be wiping down other stuff. Of course, disinfecting properly. Mario, trying to read your comment here. Sorry, it's for some reason not coming up. Why is there so many people on the road? Government need to only let people shop every other week and 2 days. Well, I don't know I don't know that decreasing, we had somebody else suggest this idea. Decreasing the amount of time you can go out would probably increase the number of people that are forced to go out. So I don't know that is a good idea if you're trying to reduce people on the roads. A little bit of breaking news. Email just received from the anti-corruption unit. That's what I love about Cayman Mall Road. We can bring it to you just as it's happening. We will put this up on the news website. But of course, if you're watching the show, you're going to get it first. Let me just see what they're saying. Oh, snaps. Ooh, my goodness. Someone has been arrested and charged. Well then, do hold on a second here. Let's see who she is. Sounds like a Caymanian to me. Making us look bad, folks. Stop your thieving and your lying and your stealing. Not a good look for Caymanians to be involved in this sort of thing. Evita Dixon. Don't know who she is, but clearly she's going to get Jackass of the Day award. She is a 38-year-old public officer from the Prospect area. She has been charged with 1 count of breach of trust contrary to Section 13 of the Anti-Corruption Unit. Oh my God. What a hot mess. Well, folks, you know what I say. In this day and age, any Caymanian who gets involved, especially as a civil servant, in any sort of illegal activity, you're going to get arrested. And it shouldn't come as a surprise to you. Obviously, the Anti-Corruption Unit is hard at work. And if you guys continue to run afoul of the law, then you get what you get. I don't feel sorry for him. Of course, everyone is innocent until proven otherwise, so we will give her the benefit of the legal doubt. Because we know they don't always get it right. I don't know the details of this situation. But rest assured that we are digging as I speak. I'm already on it, folks. We will find out what the story is, because this one sounds like this is some serious thing. Okay, so we will get some more details about that for you. Stay tuned. So sad. All right. Yeah. Caymanians. Let's try to keep our country corruption free. Good morning, Trisha. Ricardo says, how do we pay our insurance if we don't have an account? Can you specify what kind of insurance we're talking about here? House insurance, health insurance, car insurance. So I need to actually pay my car insurance. And I'm with Island Heritage, and they did send out an email a few weeks ago to say, hey, because our offices are closed because of this COVID-19 situation, then you can do it online. I feel sorry for people who do not have bank accounts. However, regardless of whether you have a bank account or not, I think times like this will be a little bit challenging if you don't have one, but you've got to kind of try to figure it out, because like the Premier said yesterday, there are certain things that you do not want to be without in terms of, coverage. Health insurance being at the top of the list, for sure. Pay your health insurance, folks, because if you get sick, most of the insurance companies, you can pay it online. I don't know if Ricardo, you can contact them by email to give you some other options. If you have a debit or credit card, you could probably pay that way. But if you're still one of those people that has been going in to pay it in person, chances are you will not be in a position to pay it. So you gotta get with the program in terms of paying it some other way. Maybe if you have a trusted friend who will get you the money later on, and they've got a little bit of extra cash. Maybe they can go online and pay it for you just to ensure that your payments are being made. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we got a little bit of an investigation underway here. So that would be my suggestion, my dear. I do not know otherwise. I don't know otherwise. You guys can tell when I'm in investigative mode. I'm like, I'm on the case. Chase is on the case. That's one of those shows that my daughter watches with the, what do they call? Pop Patrol? Interesting. All right, good people. What else is going around the world? Some of your comments. Good morning, Charles. The Killer Whitaker. Health insurance to BAF. So, Ricardo, I do have a contact person at BAF, so give me 1 second, and I will get that answer for you. All right. Question sent, and we will get a response here shortly. And please don't implement any more measures. If you do, at the end of this, we'll have a huge mental institution for all, and that might be kind of half cheeky, half joking, but I believe you. There are a lot of people who mentally, emotionally are having a hard time with this. And I can't say that, I don't understand that. We understand that. And not everyone will feel the same way or handle the situation the same way. So yeah, complete lockdown to some people would be torture. So Jamaica is saying that there's a ban on changing CI. Can you comment on this? A ban in Jamaica or where? It's saying there's a ban on changing CI. I hadn't heard of that, but I'm assuming where is that ban? Because I haven't heard of anything locally that's happening. I can certainly check with, here we operate in CI, so there can't be a ban on changing CI. So you're trying to change CI where? In Jamaica to Jamaican dollars or US dollars? Give me a little bit more information. Irvlyn is saying that she's already starting to have sleepless nights. And I think that's where the exercise is helpful. So in Jamaica, well, I have not heard of this. So I will check with Danica, who is our correspondent in Jamaica, to see if she knows anything about it. So you have CI dollars in Jamaica, and they're not allowing you to change it to Jamaican dollars or US dollars. Or I'm guessing you're changing it back to Jamaican dollars. Unique says, I hear that they're sending Jamaican people home on the 1st of May. Is that true? We have no confirmation of that as yet. As of yesterday, it was said that they were still talking to the Jamaican authorities, whoever that may be, And so I think that as they have things available, then it's possible that can happen. Yeah. So we will certainly inquire and find out exactly how that works. As soon as we know, we will certainly let you guys know. But they are working in a flight, so it's probably not unheard of that that could happen. All right, so we got some information coming in. Okay. So as soon as we get some information, we shall let you guys know. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, I think we're going to end a little bit early today. There's a few things that I need to chase up on here for you guys. And I do have to actually run a few errands today as well. So I don't want to be on the road for too long. So let me get my stuff out of the way and done. So yeah, if you guys have anything else, send us a message. You'll keep an eye out for your messages and basically take it from there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We don't really have a we don't really have a show on the weekends unless something kind of breaking happens. So we did do something on Sunday. So they're encouraging anyone with a job. Yes, we definitely have discussed that before. So, okay, let us find out what more information we can get on that for you, and we will certainly revert back and let you know. So a lot of things are kind of up in the air. Things are happening, breaking. 2 o'clock press conference, folks. Make sure that you tune in for that. We will definitely be ensuring that that happens, and you'll get all the information that you require. Okay, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. And we appreciate it. Hang in there. Let me see if I've got a response on the insurance situation yet. Not yet. We will let you know. Folks, enjoy the rest of your Friday. I did get the other version of the song that I was looking for. So let me, I think someone sent that to me. Let me just see if I can pull it up. All right, I think, yeah, this is it. So this is a young lady singing this song, this version. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, folks. About a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Have a beautiful day. Buenos dias, Ingrid. Thank you, Anne. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll share that song on our social media platforms here shortly. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right, folks. We got this. Stay positive. Stay in the right health space. If you need help, there is a mental health hotline. Please utilize these services that are available to us. I don't want you guys to stress out and allow this to take you under. We can come out on the other side of this, hopefully better than we were before. Have a wonderful day, folks.